Hello everyone, and welcome to Let's Play the Movies with the Stunts and Effects expansion pack installed. You pretty much need that, I'll show you why in a minute. And this is a game that I actually have a very long history with. I waited for it to come out, I was excited for it, I got it, I loved it, and now I still love it, but I'm also really disappointed with it just because of what it is and what it could have been. But I'll show you more about that soon. Let's start a game. I'm going to go into Sandbox, because that's really the only reason you'd want to play. We'll start with a million, so I can show you what we're doing. We'll start the game in 1950, which is as late as Sandbox will allow me at this time. We won't have instant movie making. Buildings will not be... Yeah, they will be. They'll be instantly constructed. Stars will misbehave. Buildings will not decay. And we'll have stuntmen who can be injured. Because we want to play this game sort of realistically, but not really. My name will be... never mind that. My name will be my real name, which is Alfred Pennybottom. It totally is, you guys. And no, we don't want to be T-Resh Studios. A good name for our studio, I think, would be Shoehorn Studios, because of my apparent need to shoehorn in every game I used to play. Alright, so here we are, starting our studio in January of 1950, and you can see these people are lined up looking for jobs. This is kind of weird in this game. You can't just hire somebody, like, from a menu. People actually have to show up and look for jobs. I'm going to take... we're probably going to need a couple of janitors. I don't think we need any builders, but we'll take a couple anyway, just to see what we can do with that. And we need to start building our studio, because not only is this a machinima-making game where you make your own movies, it's also a tycoon game, and I'll show you why right now. Okay, very first thing that we need, and probably the most important building in the game, the casting office. So we'll plonk that down right there. You always want it right near the front entrance. What other buildings do we need? We'll also want a crew facility. It looks like we already may have that. No? Okay, no. I usually put the crew facility... geez, this is a stroll down memory lane for me. I'm trying to remember how I used to do things, because I had a good system worked out. Okay, there's the crew facility. Alright, I'm aware that it may have been a little bit too loud just now, but I believe I fixed that. I've reduced the volume to about half. Let's see what else we need. We need a production office, definitely. Or, wait, is that the same as the casting? It almost looked the same as the casting office there. We'll put that here. I like to have a little courtyard, and have the... Ooh. It's already giving us technology packs. I don't know where those come from. I think there are certain technology packs that need to be researched in the laboratory here. Others, it'll just give you as the decades roll on by. Alright, here we have the option of getting our script offices, which allows your people to write scripts for you. However, let's skip that part. We want a custom script writing office so that we can make our own movies. Honestly, if you're playing it for the tycoon side of the game, it's a good idea to have the regular script writing offices, the ones that are automated, but... Why would you want to do that? It's so much more fun making your own movies. I don't get that. Okay, we need now post-production, which allows you to edit your movies. Put that... we're getting kind of boring here. Let's put that over here. I don't like building everything in a line. Okay, I don't know how I could have forgotten this. We still need the stage school. This is probably more important than the production office. Let's put the stage school right at the end of the... street here. I kind of like this. I kind of like how it's like a Hollywood street, you know? Okay, now we built our stage school, and our first actress has showed up. Who are you? You are Margaret Wells. Ooh, and she has experience. Okay, she can be an actor. And, ooh, more actors are showing up. I think we're going to end up taking all of these people. I almost always take the first wave of people, because later on it starts getting very, very hard to find actors. And let's just hire all of these people for crew, because you never know when you're going to need more crew.
Newsflash, the government says our great nation faces a threat unlike any other. Yes, pinkos are everywhere. There could be one living next to you. In fact, you could be one. If you are, leave now, before we throw you out.
I love that. I love... Occasionally it'll interrupt with these little radio broadcasts that, like, reflect the period. It really kind of adds some personality to the game. I really like it a lot. You are going to be an actor because you have no skills, but you look nice. What about you? You have experience. I'll make you a director. And what about you? No experience? Actor. And you, actor. You always want to have more actors just so, you know, you have more people to work with. Really, I see... I don't play with the business side of it a lot. I did play it once. I played it as a business once, and it was fun, but... none of it is as fun as making your own movies. Nothing is. So I don't understand why you would play it for that side of the game. Okay, let's start linking all this together with paths, and you don't need to see all this. You see, one of our stars just lost image. That means we need to get them someplace to live. People... let me put it this way. Stars in this game behave a whole lot like stars in the real world, and that they are all a bunch of friggin' egotistical maniacs. Unfortunately, they're just going to have to put up with some cheap trailers for now. But we can have a nice little place for them to live. So how many people do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll need... Oh, I can't just put a bunch down. Alright, time to individually select each trailer. Okay, now I remember what builders are for. You have to place them actually... This is kind of interesting. You place them next to a building, and they will actually blow it up for you. And the litter will stay on the lot, which you can't clean, which is annoying. That always pissed me off when I tried to play the business sim side of it. But whatever, let's put another trailer in, and soon we will have our little Hollywood boulevard. Alright, now that they're all connected up, we can start assigning them to trailers, so we'll just do it arbitrarily. You live here, and you see their image already goes up right away. You live here, and you will live here. Now, the next thing we need to do is start putting down some grass, trees, and decorations and such, and you're probably wondering by now, why the hell aren't you making any movies? Well, we'll get to that. Well, now that we got their creature comforts down, now it's finally time to start making some movies, but before we can do that, we need some sets. So, we have all of these. The ones represented by a hammer are some mods that I downloaded, but don't worry about those. I'll just be playing stock for this game. And we gotta get to wondering before we start building sets, what kind of movie do we want to make? What would fit our studio? Well, a lot of our people, let's check what they have experience in. So she has experience in action and horror. What about you? Didn't somebody else have experience? I think it was somebody that had this experience directing, right? No, I think I made him director, but no, this guy was director. I think combined, we have the best experience in horror, so let's make a horror movie. Alright, so what's some good sets for horror? We can actually mouse over them and see... Alright, the Cabin in the Woods. That seems like a good idea for a horror movie, so that's a pretty tried and true story that really only Evil Dead has done when you think about it. So we just plonked down what is totally not the cabin from Evil Dead. Totally not at all. And something that's kind of cool about the sets in this game... Ooh, we got some stuff unlocked. Thank you, time. But anyway, if you double-click on a set... it'll actually do a little pan around to kind of give you a sense of what the set is like. You see that background back there, how it's just canvas? You'll be able to change that once you're actually making the movie, which is really cool. You know, I just realized something that I've never realized about this game before. You can actually decide what will come up on the radio. That's kind of nice. This game, it's weird, because it has a lot of features in places where it's like, wow, I never would have thought of that, but that's amazing, thanks. And then there's other features where it's like, how is that not in the game? But that really comes to light more when you start making movies. Alright, I started to say this and was kind of interrupted. I don't know if that'll make it into the final cut of this video, but some things, Stunts and Effects adds more, but this is in the stock game if you choose to go this way. Some things are more effects than actual sets, and this one is in the stock game, and it's pretty interesting because basically a car is mounted on here, and you can have a scrolling background, which is nice. I like that. It's really useful in a lot of scenes where, like, the sets are too small to accommodate a vehicle. See, the nice thing about this game is that for as much as it allows you to make a good movie, and I'll actually link you to a site where you can see videos made in this game, a lot of them are really good and well made, but it all has a feel of a movie being made. It has an old-timey Hollywood feel to it, and this game has such personality. I love it. I do recommend that you play this game with the radio on and everything, because it's great, even playing career mode. Anyway, I'm taking way too long to get to the main part of the game, so let's just make our own movie. We'll take our script and drag it into the Advanced Movie Maker. So here we are for the first time in the Advanced Movie Maker, and we want to make a horror movie, so we'll set our genre. We will set our structure to... You always set it to freeform, because otherwise you're kind of locked in at only a few scenes. I don't know why you'd ever use anything other than freeform. But okay, Timmy Timebender, well, what kind of movie do we want to make, actually? Usually when I want to make a movie, I'll search costumes for inspiration, so let's put our... Wait, what's your name? What was your name? Grzegorz Sedlowski. Alright, well, anyway, you're probably going to be the star. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I like to check the costumes for inspiration, so let's see what we got. Ooh, and it throws us in right off the bat with a classic werewolf costume. Maybe we want to make a werewolf movie. That could be an interesting thing to try. The costumes are all grouped into different categories for easy searching. Monster. What kind of monsters can we have? Our selection is pretty limited here in 1950, so we're pretty much stuck with either a werewolf or a mummy or a vampire. Or a chicken. Alright, we ended up going with werewolf, so, we'll just call him Wolfie, since he'll be in the credits as that. Whatever you name them, that's what he'll show up as in the credits. The game will make its own credits. You can kind of customize them, but that's how they'll show up when it lists them. And we need a leading lady. There's always a final girl, so that will be our actress Margaret Wells. And we'll need to pick out an outfit for her. Unfortunately, it seems that our selection of costumes for the 50s is kind of limited. Maybe we should build a laboratory to get work on researching more. In the meantime, I guess the default dress is fine. We will want some different haircut. What can we give her? I kind of like all male and female haircuts are available for both genders, so it doesn't try to limit your creativity like The Sims. We'll give you that. Let's give you a different hair color, because that won't look great on film. How about that? Yeah, that'll work. And, okay, you're good. So now we have to name our lead character, and we'll just put in something generic like Lauren Miller. Now we're going to want to add a supporting character. Now keep in mind, this is not in any way a limit or an enforced quota. You do not have to fill this up, nor do you have to go at least 2-3 people. But there's always a cop that shows up in these movies, right? A cop that's just there to die. So we'll have an Officer Jackson, after Officer Jackson from SWAT 4. And let's get him into Jackson, and let's get him into wardrobe. Our actor, Christopher Mackley, is now in costume, but you'll notice this doesn't really look right for the U.S., does it? This is the classic English policeman's uniform, and the regular cop uniform, the American one anyway, is unlocked pretty soon, but there's some things we can do to make them more resemble the part. You can always edit all these costumes. There's a lot of different options available for all of them. Can we get a darker set of pants? I think we might make his whole suit gray. Can we do that? Yeah, okay, and tunic will be gray, and that's looking a little more like how we need it. So you're ready? Now we've picked out the cast we want and the wardrobes we want them to wear, and we need a good name for this script. How about Light of the Moon? Sounds like a good script for a werewolf movie, and now we get to start on actually making this movie, finally. See, here we have two different tracks that you can work with. This is sets and this is scenes. They kind of go hand in hand, so we'll click here to add a scene, and we'll probably want an exterior shot of the cabin this is going to take place in, right? Now you see we have a list of scenes here, and the number of scenes that you can apply to a set are absolutely huge. There's a stupid number of scenes per set. Luckily, we can narrow them all down by clicking like this, or like this. You can have multiple things selected at once, so it's like putting in tags. If there's a certain prop that the scene focuses on, you can click on here and see that. Main roles, you can have the number of main characters in a scene, or you can just straight up search for a name if you already know it. So we need to have an exterior shot, so that's generally what you use static for. And there we go. There we have our set, and you see all these people standing around. Luckily, these do not all have to be there. If we click like this, they will all disappear. That horse is a prop. We can go into the list of props on the map. It'll show props that are already on the map, and we can... Oh, never mind. You can also place props wherever you want, but these are props that spawn in with the map for some reason, but we can have that gone. You can even do it with props the characters are holding, which is useful in a whole lot of scenes. And not only that, because of stunts and effects, we can also change the weather and the lighting. I'm not sure if you could change the lighting in the base game or not. I haven't played stock in so long, but weather, I'm pretty sure, is new to stunts and effects. I do recommend playing with stunts and effects. You absolutely need it, and I'll show more of that in a minute. Oh, and also you can choose overlays. That's another stunts and effects thing, but you can't see that right now because I'm not in the camera view. I think we'll start out with just a tracking shot, kind of showing the cabin and the woods around it. So we'll go into the free cam mode, which allows you to manually place the camera and the path that it's going to take. This is a great feature. It was very widely requested when it came out, and it's unique to the Stunts and Effects expansion pack, which is why you really need it to play the game. And with this kind of thing, you can also change the field of view, so I wonder if it's scarier to go with a narrower field of view or a wider one. I think we're going to go narrow. That way we can get a longer shot moving around. I do wish, and I think I've seen people do something like it. Maybe there's a mod where you could move between more than 2 points. Maybe you can, I don't know. But all I know how to do is move between 2 points. So we'll do this in the daylight just to keep it simple, just so we can see what we're really doing. So now we'll have the camera move around the set over to here. It's not following my path right now. Basically, I can set where the camera starts and where it ends, and it'll just get there over the course of the scene, and you can change how long it takes to get there. So we can actually go into the camera view and see... just lagged a little bit there, but I think it's moving a little bit too fast. So I can move this so that it goes all the way almost to the end. It's still a little fast. Let's move it all the way to the end. That's a little better. Or a little bit better. I wish we could do it slower. Unfortunately, this game is, as I said, extremely limited in a few annoying ways. And now I think we can put in the effort and... No, that's backdrop, so I'll get to that later. Let's make it dark out. We want it to be nighttime, and we can make it rain. We can choose the type of rain, or we can make there be a light fog. Or we can have leaves for a more autumny feel. I'm kind of torn right now. You can even choose the type of things that are blowing in the wind, which is cool. I don't think we're going to have wind. I think I prefer the fog. And let's see how that looks. I don't... It's a little bit fast. It is a little bit fast, but unfortunately it's the best we can do. Now that this opening shot of the movie is set up, we can start our next scene. However, I don't really want to do all this lighting and fog effects again, so we can just move the whole thing over here, and we can choose a new scene, but I'm pretty sure it will copy all of that over. We want a main roll of 1, because this is where our leading lady will make her first appearance. And we want... would that be under... That would be under intro, I guess. And we'll have her walk in, and she'll be scared. I guess our story will be that she's just found this cabin in the woods after getting lost. So, this is where you can kind of manipulate the game a little bit. I didn't find a scene for one person entering and being scared. However, I did find Enter Horror, which is 2 scared characters walk into view. I can manipulate this to my liking. So you see, sometimes the default scene gets a little bit wacky, as you can see. However, I can take her, put her in the front, and that's a silver dummy, which means that it'll automatically replace it with a leading role, or maybe an extra, I think. Yeah, it'll replace him automatically with an extra. However, if we put a brown or beige dummy here, it'll be removed from the scene. So you don't have to do whatever the scene's telling you to do. And this is the automatic camera. However, I want to show her kind of walking in like this, but unfortunately, showing the exterior, the game doesn't really have a plan for that. So I'm going to narrow the field of view somewhat, and let's pause. Let's see where she starts out. And I like how you can edit all this in real time. We'll have her walk into view like this, I think. We'll have the camera start here, and as it moves on, she'll walk into view right here. And then the camera will end up over here at this time. Okay, let's see how that looks. Move that to the beginning, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I kind of like that. That's nice, and then we'll have her approaching the house. If you want to duplicate a scene, for example, if you want to edit things together, but like from different angles, you can always just copy-paste over like this, and it'll duplicate the scene, no worries. This is just the exact same scene again. Now we're in the duplicate of that scene, and this time it'll put the camera in the same spot, but this time we want to do something a little bit different. Now we want to show her walking up to the house, and it will come out this way, and I guess the field of view can increase a bit. Let's see how that looks. Let us see how that looks. Does the field of view increase? Oh, yes, it looks like it can. Huh, I'm learning more about this game even as I play, because I don't think I've ever tried to mess much with the field of view before, but that is really nice. We're getting some nice shots. And that's what I like about this. As you're writing the script, you're not only writing the script, you're also kind of sitting in the director's chair. Sorry, I'm having a lot more fun than I thought I was going to be recording this game. I'm actually playing this now. I'm not just showing off. At this point, we have our reaction shot of the cabin, and unfortunately, you can choose their mood, but it's kind of annoying because their reactions in this game are always a little over the top. I guess in 2005, they couldn't get subtle movements down correctly. You know what? I've decided I don't like this opening static shot, so instead, I'm just going to have a small shot of the front of the cabin. Let's make sure that's lined up. Put that there. And it's going to pan out to this with a wide field of view. Yeah, that's nice. And it's going to get there about halfway through the scene. Let's see how that looks. We're now in the process of setting up the entry into the house, and you can see in the background, this isn't really the right backdrop. This would be pretty noticeably not right for the scene, so what we can do is go into here, and we can actually choose our own backdrop. And it can be anything. Like, we can have just this in the background might work. Let's see how that looks. No, we kind of want a dark forest, don't we? And I'm sure we have something for that. Desert undulating? No. Foreboding spaceship? No. Countryside night? Maybe that would work. Ah, here we go. We can go with forest night or forest scary. Let's see how the night looks. And let's see how scary looks. I think it fits more to go with... No, not day. night. You know what? Here's the director in me thinking again. I think I can get a better shot of this. I think we can have it more... we can have more movement in it. I always try to have movement when I can because I just think it looks better. So we'll have that happen, and it'll kind of slowly pan around the room. I think I like that. Let's see how that looks. Alright, I think the script writing for Light of the Moon is done, and we are ready to start filming the movie. So let's exit this. And we're auto-saving, and now we can take the script and move it to the production office. So now it's time to begin casting, and it'll fill everything out automatically because we already have everything. We just need to put in our director and extras. We don't need any extras, I don't think. So they're going to rehearse the script, and then we can shoot it. There we go, and now it's time to shoot it, and once we tell it to shoot, everyone will start heading to the set, and they'll start working on the movie right away. This is something that I really like a lot about this game. You can actually watch them as they film the scene. Actually, are our actors here yet? It seems like they're currently in the process of shooting scene 1 of 29, so I'm not going to show all this, because this is going to take a while. However, you can actually double-click this and see what they're filming as they film it. Right now it's just a static shot, but I'll show some more once it's actors actually on the set. Here we are finishing the shoot of our last scene, and we are just about done with this. Now all we have to do is edit, and then we'll be ready for release, and we'll see how it did. Which is a good thing, because we've spent pretty much all our money on this. Oh, it seems our director quit. Yeah, by the way, that took years, and our guy just quit because I can't handle shooting more than a few scenes at a time. This is why you pretty much never enable star misbehavior and anything other than instant shooting. Really, don't play this for anything other than making movies. The business side, I just realized, is worse than I thought. And here we are in post-production. Here it lets you edit and move scenes, it lets you choose your own music, it lets you record voiceovers. In fact, kind of an interesting feature, which I won't really show you right now, but you actually have the ability to record your own voiceovers and have it lip-sync to a specific actor in a movie, which I think is really cool, and I don't think anything before or since has done it, which is pretty neat. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work totally right, so I'm not going to mess with it right now, but it is something to keep in mind, and it's something that most people do. Okay, we're all done with editing, and this movie is ready for release. Get back here. Alright, let's take it over to the release office and see how we did. Oh. Well, they probably just don't understand art. Anyway, let's watch. couple more things that are kind of cool. If you check out the main menu, you see down here in the movie player, we have all kinds of different movies. It's everything you've ever made, listed by date across all your saves, so it doesn't really matter where they were. And there you see Light of the Moon. Let's go into that. Ooh, I made Euro Truck Simulator 2, it seems. Anyway, let's check this out. Okay, now here you see our timeline for the movie, and if you don't want to like the look of that, you can just set it to regular graphics, so if something was made like in the 30s, you don't have to watch it in black and white or anything like that, you can just watch it in regular game graphics if you so choose. Last but not least, this game did used to have an online feature, you see right there, I will click it now. Nope, no CD key. This is a legitimate install, but whatever. Anyway, it used to have the Movies Online, which no longer exists. However, I will throw up a link in the description to the Movies Underground, which is a current community where you can upload your stuff. Alright, so that's the movie Stunts and Effects. Play it yourself. It's really, really fun. Not so much fun to watch, maybe, so sorry about that. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.